riders, welcome back.
How are we feeling today?
We're riding the waves today. We've got the iced latte, if you can see, that's how we're feeling.
And the hot chocolate.
I feel like that says a lot. When you know I've got a coffee, it's saying that I've had a rough night. Rough night
with Bebe.
Rough night.
Which suits.
Which suits this episode that we're going to be chatting about. But yeah, just the broken sleep through the night is just, it's rough. And us just like getting used to Canberra weather as well. We don't usually sleep with electric blankets on, but we've had the electric blankets on all night.
Yep.
And she likes to not sleep with the sheets on, so she's also out and then getting cold and then waking mum up. And yeah, so I've got the iced latte today because mum needs it.
Yeah. But yeah, today is going to be a very, very powerful one.
Another one. We've got another powerful one.
They're
just all powerful.
They're all powerful. But this one is going to be really close to our hearts and I'm sure most of our listeners' hearts as well, because today we are going to be delving into motherhood, and it really is the ride that has changed us.
Oh, yeah.
Big time.
Absolutely.
Big time, big time. And just like the last time, we're coming to you from the beautiful, beautiful Ground Up studio where we just feel so at home here.
We love it. It's
honestly, the warmth, the energy.
That's it. It's such a beautiful
studio
space here in Braddon, in Canberra. So yeah, if you're in Canberra or happen to be visiting here, come down to Braddon Ground Up. It's absolutely amazing, and move your body and just feel good. And it is. It's just such a nice, warm space to come to, and we love it here, and we love the team at Ground Up.
Yeah, they're a beautiful, beautiful team, and they offer so much. Like they've got Pilates, yoga, bar. Also, I think you can do it like in a really hot studio where you're like sweating, like working out.
What's it called? Hot yoga?
Hot yoga.
I haven't done it
or
in a
hot
while,
Pilates.
actually.
Hot mat Pilates might be.
And on that note, this episode is proudly brought to you by Ground Up, who are the official sponsor of the podcast.
And today, like we said, we're going to be talking all things motherhood. It's what has really cracked us wide open. It's what's reshaped us. And also at the same time, just taught us to let go of so much as well, and even hold on tighter to so many beautiful experiences with our beautiful babies. And this episode really is about a ride that has changed us forever, I feel.
Absolutely, yep. And I feel like every mother can really resonate with that, of what motherhood has brought into their life and the perspective, the different perspective that's just given you on your outlook on life.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, you think you know it all, and then you become a parent and you're like, okay.
You're like, oh, wow.
We're starting the singing
again. Was that okay again? Yeah.
We're starting the singing. Oh my God. Anyway, we're going to be getting into identity, growth, our birth stories, our pregnancy journeys before that, and how we're choosing to show up as parents, and also how we're just embracing the women that we are becoming. This just isn't about being a mum, it's about becoming through motherhood. And yeah, it's a really, really special one. So please grab a cuppa or a cocktail and come on this journey with us, because honestly, it's our best eras yet.
Yeah, absolutely. It is. And there was a term that we've been actually talking about in the lead up to this podcast that I've actually never heard of it before.
Yes.
It's a beautiful word. Can you tell us a little bit about it, because you were telling me.
The word is matrescence. I don't know if you listeners have ever heard of that, but it's just such a beautiful word, because when I came across it, I was like, wow, it just resonated so much. And it's actually about the emotional, hormonal, and spiritual shift that happens when you become a mother, like adolescence, but into motherhood. And it's a term that describes the beautiful way to validate the identity shifts we're all going through and we're going to be talking about. And that happens when a woman becomes a mother, not just at birth, but across the whole journey, from conception, from pregnancy, birth, and far onto postpartum years.
Yeah. Probably even when your kids get into just being adults as well. Geez.
Yeah. And even just have a think of what it does mean to you, knowing that there is an actual term for this transformation. That is just powerful to me. And
yeah, I think it's so incredibly beautiful, and it's just such a journey. It is really a transformation of your whole entire being, not just your world, your whole entire being changes. And it really does honour the incredible and wild life shift that we really do go through as women. When a woman gives birth, it's not only the baby that's born, it's really a new version of herself that's being born as well. In that moment, a woman does cross this invisible threshold. You know, her body, her heart, her sense of self, it all transforms in ways that can't be undone. And there's a quiet shedding of who she once was and an awakening of just someone entirely new. For me, I've definitely, since giving birth to Bear, I've become softer. I know I've become stronger and definitely more intuitive.
Yeah, good.
The birth of a mother, it really is a becoming. And it's something that's tender and it's messy and it's so incredibly sacred as well. And yeah, it's funny how motherhood doesn't just change your schedule. It really changes your soul.
And your whole being.
Your whole being. On the other side of that, there is also this like quiet and often unspoken grief that women do go through as well. For the woman that she once was, and her freedom, her spontaneity, and just the simplicity of life, that you sort of didn't have to carry so much responsibility as opposed to now when you have a whole human being's life in your hands. In a way, I've sort of seen it as a real tender kind of mourning that lives just alongside joy. Yeah.
I really do love that. And it just made me think, actually, there's also a term for that too, and that is death of the ego. And it's where a part of her old self dies. Because they say, like, when the baby is born, the mother has that death of the ego, and then like reborn happens for the mother. And it's not just about the physical changes, it's the dismantling of who you thought you were, your routines, like T said, your schedules. It's not just about that, or your priorities, or your independence, even your sense of control and identity, to just make space for this new version of yourself. And it can feel like grieving your old life, even while loving your new one. And feeling invisible or unseen in these moments in a world that's now so focused on your baby. And losing control over your time, your body, your emotions, and realizing that your self-worth can be no longer tied to the productivity or the external validation as well. But on the other side of ego death is a transformation, and it's a deeper sense of compassion, patience, strength, and just a clearer understanding of your values and visions in your life. And I feel like that's what it's really done to me as well. And it's just, it shows you what really matters in your lifetime and keeps you more grounded, more heart-led versions of yourself appear, and you no longer need to prove who you are, essentially. And you know, there's that radical redefinition of love, of purpose, and of power. And in the simple words, motherhood humbles you. Like, it really does.
It humbles you. It
strips you bare.
It really does,
It slows you down. It rebuilds you into someone even more whole, and it asks you to just let go of who you were before, and just step up into this new version of your blueprint, essentially.
It's one of the most beautiful unravelings as a woman, I feel. And I guess, you know what, before we do get into our birth stories, because we are going to delve into it a little bit in this episode, there's a whole chapter that comes before that, and it's when we decide that we want to even start trying for a baby. And I guess, Kirst, you and I were in really fortunate positions that we both made conscious decisions around when we wanted to bring a baby into
our
this
life,
world.
hey.
And And it meant some deep conversations with our partners about what we wanted and, who we wanted to be, what kind of parents we wanted to be, and what kind of life that we wanted to create. It's such a personal part of the journey, and it really looks different for everyone.
Yep.
And there's such a beautiful bond that it can create as well among you and your partner when you do decide to take those steps to trying for a baby. And of course there's that spicy hot sex that comes along with it as well. But before we do delve into our births, let's go back to this part of the ride and sort of the decisions around becoming mums and those early conversations and what that sort of looked like. Can you tell us a bit about your journey when you spoke, about bringing Ilora into existence?
For me, I knew I always wanted to have kids. Joseph wanted kids earlier than I did, but I just had things in my life that I wanted to get done first, and that was to graduate from uni, to then go on and get a full-time job and be solid in that and have that permanent full-time ongoing, blah, blah, blah. I just felt like in my head I needed to get those things in place before I committed to this massive thing. And Joe was just super keen to have babies. And it made so much sense because at the time we were down at the Raiders Club and there were a lot of young, big, beautiful families. And I think he just seen how the fathers got to, he got really clucky, and just how the fathers got to bring their kids to training some days or take them onto the field. And he just really wanted that moment. And I knew we were going to get there one day, but I just felt like we weren't ready yet. We had a few more things to get done. Like I had tons of work to do. It just reminded me of that thing of Rihanna. I fucking love Rihanna, by the way. How she's like, Rihanna. How she's like,
work. No.
I got tons of work to do, honey.
Oh,
It's like when they ask about babies or a man.
That's it. I love it.
She's the best. That's how I felt. And so it was, graduating uni, getting the job. There was something else.
And setting yourself up professionally.
Which was big for me.
Yep.
And and get married.
That's it.
Which are not the, what do you call it?
Yeah, we're not religious, but...
No, it's not in those, that's not why, but I just in my head wanted to get married.
Marriage before kids!
Marriage before kids. I mean, if you do
that's
that,
fine.
that's so...
Do you, boo-boo?
But for me, I was just like, I just wanted to get married. And then, yes, we did that, got married, and then Joe was like, okay, so we've done all the
where my baby at, girl?
Where my wifey, where my baby mama at?
That's it.
And then I was like, can we just enjoy, being married for a bit? Anyway.
Let's just enjoy it, me and you.
And do you know what was funny? Me trying to control my life and, all the things.
That doesn't even sound like you.
Yeah, of course. It was the universe when we did intentionally start trying. It did not happen for us straight away, actually. And just rewind a couple of steps. Before we did really, really start trying and we were conscious and both said to one another, okay, we really want a baby. We actually, and I'm woo-woo, you'll get to know me.
Woo-woo.
All my friends know this. We sat in ceremony, just in our bedroom, and we just had a deep chat, and it was just so beautiful and open. And I said to Joe that I really wanted to do it because I just wanted to share a few of my intentions and visions and just create this safe space and realm for this baby to come into.
Yeah.
And Joe, like I've said before, he doesn't always, he does agree, but he's open. He's very open-minded. So he'll make his comments and be like, hun, what?
I know, but he'll go along with
He'll go along with it, and then he'll really, really enjoy the experience.
Exactly.
And then he'll look back and be like, I actually love that, babe.
Awesome.
Thank you for doing that.
True.
And we just had a really beautiful and deep conversation, and I just felt it was so nice to have intentionally and beautifully just a conversation where we were able to do that and just set the scene for what energy we wanted our baby to come into. And so that had happened. But mind you, like I said, the universe didn't work in my favor. Well, it was working in my favor because it did pick the perfect timing, but it wasn't then. Joe and I were actually trying for a couple of years maybe, And yeah, I was just like, what is going on? What's happening?
Yeah, it was like it was sort of tough as well watching from the outside because we've obviously, had been following this journey. You and I had had conversations about it, so I knew at the start when you guys were wanting to try.
Yep.
And while you're like sitting there, like, is she gonna tell me now? Is she gonna tell me now? It was sort of,
I know,
really.
it was a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think, but honestly, like Lua came at the perfect time because before that, we actually got a German Shepherd, Zalu, and then, no, we got Luna first before her, which is our ragdoll cat, our beautiful 2 fur babies. And if you have pets, oh my God, they're close to babies. They are full on, especially a puppy, like a German Shepherd, a big puppy.
Yep.
Holy, like.
I couldn't even imagine you having a kid in that mix.
In that time.
Baby.
So we were in a townhouse. We then went on to purchase this property that we're now in that we're so happy about to sort of set ourselves up a bit. And when we moved in there, that's when we got the fur babies. And I just felt the universe was like, just enjoy this time with your fur babies. Your baby girl is going to come down the track and you're just not ready for her yet. Just enjoy this time as a family of 4, 2 fur babies. And I think once I just did start to do that and again come back and be present with them, then things just started working out. Joe's career was like going good, and I think it was 2022 I fell pregnant with Ailua, and I just knew this like baby girl feminine energy was just coming through. And it was funny because I always thought I wanted a boy first, but I was like, oh my God, I'm just so glad I had a girl first. But yeah, I think just back to the pregnancy journey, when I did fall pregnant, oh my God, it just felt like the perfect timing and I just felt so beautiful.
Yeah.
I really did.
Skipping back quickly, do you feel like, there was a point where you had to surrender yourself to, okay, it's just going to happen when it's supposed to happen? Because it was really challenging.
Yeah.
Early on, like 2 years of trying for a baby, especially when you're like, yes, I'm ready, and you make that conscious decision to try and have a baby, and you hope and you pray and you wish that it does happen straight away for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. How was...
I feel like the word surrender was massive. I was just trying to play that in my head over and over, but obviously it's easier said than done. Like I'm trying to surrender to the process and the timings and again, trust the process. But yeah, it's obviously
discouraging at times.
And you're trying. When you're ovulating, when you're due for your period, when
and also the hormones that come with that as well, of getting your period, when you know you're trying. And also the other thing is just the societal expectations too, of people saying, hey, you're married now, when are you going to have kids? Like you guys were getting that a lot.
The questions were straight away.
Even before you were obviously married, because you and Joe had been together for a while. It's like, when's the baby coming into the mix? And I remember sitting there with you at times when people would come over and you'd have conversations. They'd be like, so when he's having a baby, hurry, like he's going to bring a baby. And I feel like I could just see you on the inside, like you were cool, calm and collected. When the time's right, but inside you just wanted to be like, we're trying.
Luna's alive.
And it's just like, I feel like times, I don't know, maybe have changed a little bit where people are a bit more conscious around having that conversation with people.
Yeah, I understand. It's trying to come from a good place.
Yes. People just being excited.
But at the end of the day, like mind your own business. Like you actually don't know what people are going through. Like I said, it's none of your business. Like some people don't even want to have kids. Like who knows? That could have been Joe and I. Like
that's it, and that's
and
fine.
I don't need to explain that. And what do you want me to answer with the truth and say, we've actually been trying for like 2 to 3 years. What's your response going to be? It's not the question to ask people. I don't believe, even though I get that it's coming from a place of love, but you just simply don't know what people are going through on their conception or preconception journey. Yeah. Anyways, and back to that was a really good point to bring in.
I think
and because it was a really big part. Even when we had got married, again, the questions were just straight straight away. We literally just got married. I'm not even kidding. The next day was like, when do you get a baby? There were actually questions like that.
And that puts a lot of stress on your...
Well, yeah, just stress and pressure. And you don't need that kind of energy when you're trying for a baby. I want to be in the best place possible.
And you're trying to surrender to the process and just really leave it up to the universe. Like when people are like...
Oh, totally. And... yeah, so back to the pregnancy journey, like I said, just beautiful was just the word that popped up, because I really did, even though, mind you, the morning sickness, it is not morning sickness. It is all day sickness.
All day, every day, 24 hours, 7 days a week sickness.
I would eat and then like have a little sip of water, and I was like, oh my God, no, why did I do that? I'm going to run straight to the bathroom. From week 8 of pregnancy to week 18, I was sick.
That's right.
Mind you, trying to just hold it in to, obviously I told my family and close friends, but hadn't told the world yet. I've got a bit of a social media presence, so hadn't shared it on there yet. So when you're sick and not out and about, people are like, are you okay? Are you alive? Like, what's going on? Yeah. But yes, back to just the word beautiful. I really just felt just really in my feminine energy. I had a feeling straight away. I just knew. And I might share actually here, a month before that, or a few weeks before that, we actually did decide to go and see a specialist and just see what they would say. We didn't really want to choose to go down the IVF route, but we had this incredible doctor down in Canberra,
so this is before you're pregnant, obviously.
Yeah. I should have brought this in first, but and he suggested, why don't you try this thing called a lipidol flush. It just actually is, I think it's an oil base. I don't actually know, but look it up if you're interested. But I think it flushes out your tubes. And it worked for us.
And this was sort of like the last resort before having to get into of IVF.
Yeah, we had a beautiful naturopath who is based down here in Canberra. And so we always were on top of our bloods and, supplementing vitamins, all that, same as Joe. And Joe did test his side of things. They were all good and normal. So we were like, what is going on? What's happening? And then all of a sudden I had this flush, and it was just like, okay, just sort of cleared the way for the path of, sperm to flow, meet, how it happens.
And it flowed. It was flowing. But isn't that crazy?
Yeah, and I was just so thankful for this doctor, because I'm like, thank you for us being able to do this step before going into that IVF space, because I've just heard stories and I know how tough that journey can really be. So shout out to all
any of the families, all families that go down that route.
These are incredible, because
it's a tough journey, like even getting up until the point of IVF and that sort of being a last resort. And then having to take on the journey of IVF. From the stories I've heard as well, like it's incredibly taxing on not only the women that go through it, but the families and everyone that's involved.
It is. Fast forward now, felt like I was pregnant. I just knew. It was just so exciting knowing you're pregnant too. And then I was like, oh my God, I just can't wait to tell my husband. And for something that we had been waiting for so long, and again, I'm going to keep saying it, it just felt like the perfect time. And Joe and I say this still to today, if it happened any earlier, I don't know, how it would have been. We just wouldn't have been the conscious, beautiful parents that we are. Because I can confidently say that, because I truly do feel like Joe and I are such a solid team for our baby girl.
Absolutely.
And I just felt really good. I was really good. And I just had the support. And again,
glowing.
My family knew, our families knew, so just...
I thought you were going to say my support was amazing. That's what I really...
My support was amazing, but...
But yes, I also knew. Go on.
Yeah, and just the support from them was really nice, because they were just so excited. They were just as excited as us. They had been waiting so long for this time too. So that was really special to share. And with Mum and Dad, it was their first time being grandparents. So that was nice. They just went all out. Every time I would see them, there was something new that they had bought for the baby.
That's it.
And I was literally 8 weeks weeks. I'm like, okay, chill.
Let's rein it in. But actually, can you tell us about when you told Joe, because that is such a special moment along this journey, and obviously just knowing what it took to get up until the point of you guys being pregnant just made things even more special. And I'm sure you guys listening, and if you haven't seen it, go look on Kirsten's social media. She's got a reel of when she does tell Joseph that she's pregnant and they're having a baby, and it's just, honestly, I just cry every time I watch it because it's the most beautiful video I've ever seen in my life. I'm sure any random watches it, you're like, oh my God, it's amazing. But like, really knowing the journey and what it took to get to that point, it just, oh my God, the warmth in my heart. And you can see it all in that video. Why don't you tell us about the setup? And also, how far along were you when you told him? Because there's so much anticipation for when you know and you're like, bloody hell, I need to find the right time to like...
I think it was around like 5 weeks because like I said, I knew pretty early on. I knew exactly the dates. And which is no surprise with me knowing the dates and schedules and routines. Post, like T said, I've actually pinned it, and I still get comments to this day of just random sort of coming to my page or watching the video and being like, thank you for sharing this. This is a really wholesome video. And I'm like, thank you. Yeah, so he was actually playing in Gold Coast this weekend, and we all the family were just going up. So he was the first person I wanted to tell, obviously. The baby daddy, my husband, I didn't want to let it slip with like a family member or anyone else, so I had to tell him first. Again, in my head, this is how my brain works, and he had ordered.
I knew she was pregnant though. I was going to say...
They have these feelings.
Actually, no, you know what? You go ahead. You go ahead and I'll come in after.
But yeah, we're up in Goldie. We were there for a couple of days, and I think I was like, oh, do I do it before game day? Do I do it after game day? I wanted it to be special. So we're such beach people. I knew the beach had a warm part in our hearts, soft part in our hearts. And it meant, it was like a place of significance. And I had said to Joe, oh, do you want to go to Sunrise? Like, we could go to Sunrise. And he was like, oh, hon, like, it's going to be a bit busy. Like, and then he was like, oh, okay, I will. Like, I'm keen.
So he was slack. He was like, I'm tired. I want to sleep in.
And my mum and dad had hired a car. And I said to mum and dad, I'm like, oh, do you reckon we could just, like, take the car? But I didn't want them to come. So obviously...
Let's stay home, please, but don't come. Let me take the car,
don't come to Sunrise. Any other time I'd be like, yeah, come along. But yeah, I was like, okay, I need to take the car, but I need them to stay and sleep. And then so it could just be me and Joe. And anyway, it worked out. We took the car to Sunrise on the beach, and just... it wasn't out of the ordinary that I would like have cameras and photos and videos going. So it was nothing new.
The setup.
Like, Joe didn't suspect anything. I had set a camera up behind us of us watching out to the sunrise over the water. And then there was also one in front of us.
Yeah.
And Joe didn't even think anything of it. He was like, oh, here she goes.
Here she goes doing her thing. You go on then, get your content.
Yeah, get your content. And so what I had with me also was a little present that I said I had got for him. And in that was a little baby suit from Punchy Road, and a letter that I had wrote at the airport on the way to Goldie. And just sharing our journey and just what it had taken us to get here, and just how much I admired him, how much I loved him, how much I wanted him. It's really going to make me emotional, but like, just like how much he was a perfect person to be the father of my baby.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh my God, he's an amazing man.
Yeah, I put all my emotions and feelings into this letter. Yeah. And just really shared how I felt. And it was a really beautiful letter. And it started with, Kia ora, Yama, Daddy, I can't wait to meet you. And and then it just was like this like freaking 6-page letter.
Anyway, goosebumps.
We were watching the sunrise. He was slack, like he was tired, but he was just like, we were just there, like just chilling.
Yeah.
Anyways, I said, do you want your present now? And he comes, and I go to get it, bring it around to him, and he opens it and he's like, oh, this is cool, like little present. Woke him up a bit.
Yeah, that's it.
And then he looked at the letter and he read Kia ora Yama, and then didn't soak in, and then Then
I can't wait to meet you.
yeah, when he read I can't wait to meet you, Daddy, he looked at me, his neck like broke, like looking at me and was like,
Yeah.
what?
Honestly, just seeing the like emotion come into his face and the like him light up inside. That's what made me cry. I think that's the moment is just the realization of, oh my God, like I'm going to be a dad. And you as well, because you're actually sitting there and you are losing it.
Hold it.
She's losing it. You can see her face, you can see your like face and your lip, and you're like, hurry up and freaking read it because I'm about to burst.
Like, yeah, I was about to burst in tears seeing him. And I'm like, hurry and read it. Like, he takes his time to bloody read, bless his soul. But I'm like, hurry and read it, the tears are coming.
I know, you
anyway,
were just so
he just like sort of turned to me, froze, and then turned back and immediately started crying. And I was like, just sort of waiting to let that sink into him, and then for him to be like, hurry and freaking cuddle me, like you're about to have a baby. And yeah, so then we had a beautiful moment, just hugging, tears. He went on to read the letter and we just sat there sort of reading it, and tears were just strolling down our face. And it was just a really beautiful moment, actually. And two magpies
I was going to mention this,
during this video had flew.
Yes, like just before he was about to open the gift, like just the moment.
Flew in across, like my behind camera captured this, and like magpies are just so significant to us because back out on country, like it's like Garuga magpies.
And
like
it's also two magpies specifically when you see them is a sign of joy. And like positivity.
Yeah, all that good sort of energy. So I was like,
it's wild. So if you watch the video, if you haven't seen it, I assume everyone's seen it.
Yeah.
But go watch it and you'll just, there's just so much magic.
Yeah, and then
in that video.
We felt like we were on top of the world, and then obviously I said to him, let's just keep it under wraps, because then
Joe played the best game of his life probably that day, night,
and it was funny, I had got asked at that game if I was pregnant or something. I'm like, no, like, why would you say that? Like,
that's what I was going to say when I tried to interrupt you earlier. I actually brought a gift. A baby gift, because I come and seen you on the Gold Coast, remember? We're at the hotel and we're at the pool.
Yes.
I brought a baby gift and left it in the car. And I brought a gift down and was like, she's going to tell me she's pregnant. I just had this feeling. I just knew. I'm like, she's pregnant. She's going to tell us. Like, surely, come on, girl. I'm waiting. Like, Auntie already knows that her baby's here. Yeah. A gift was in the car. A gift, baby gift, I had a card, I don't know I don't even know what the gift was now. But I had a gift and I brought it all the way down there, but I just left it in the car because I thought she was going to tell us then, and then she didn't, so I took the gift back home.
Yeah.
But then she told us a few weeks later and I was like, I knew it! I was right. Yeah.
But I wanted to do that a special way too of when I did tell the fams.
Yeah, it was amazing.
But it was a really, really nice moment. And then I just, of course, being sick, like that's annoying, but I did feel like I had a really nice pregnancy because I just waited so long for it, and then when it came I was like, okay, I'm just gonna enjoy this. I'm gonna go sit out in the sun and just let my beautiful belly just get this golden sunshine and just listen to songs that just made me emotional, but like get me in the feels with just me and my baby. Like it was just me and my baby, and it was really nice. Like when I did choose to go on, this is when I was on maternity leave, obviously, because I was working at the time. I worked right up until 30 weeks. I don't know, 20 weeks, 30 weeks.
That. Maybe 30.
I don't know. And so then it was, every day after that, I just went out in the sunshine, just sat and just like would just talk to my baby and just, share some words and just tell her, because at that point I knew it was going to be a female, and I just said, like, I'm just so ready for you. I've waited for you. Thank you for choosing me and Daddy to be your mum and dad, and we will welcome you in with open arms. You will shine so bright in this world. There's just a lot of beautiful messages like that, because I believe you can definitely connect with your baby well before their earth side.
That's it.
And I even felt that before I was pregnant. I just felt this beautiful energy, because they're like spirit babies. This is again me going woo woo, but there's a baby waiting to drop in, to come through your passage, and And I just knew we just had a really special connection. And then, yeah, me and Ailua are so close because of a lot of that work that I did, like
That's
when
it.
she was in my belly. So,
Yeah.
that's the story.
It's such a beautiful journey, honestly. Like, just obviously being there from way before the beginning and just seeing this sort of evolution of you becoming a mum and really channeling I into this world, and just divine timing, really. And I remember saying that to you a lot. There's a reason she's not coming through right now. You've got your other two babies to really enjoy while they're babies in Zalu and Luna. Just really enjoy this time with them as a little kitten and a little puppy. And I just remember trying to always be so positive, but also pray so hard away from you.
Which
to
was
be
so
like,
helpful.
come on,
Thank
universe, like just bring in this baby that's just already is filled with so much love and surrounded by so much love in this world. And we knew that she was going to come through. It was just obviously a matter of when. And I truly believed back then that it was just, divine timing as well. And I know you knew that deep down as well, that that's what it was.
When she came through, she was such a blessing in all our lives. Like just seeing
joy.
the joy she would bring to my mum and dad's face, to Tanisha's face, to like my in-laws.
We had waited
that was
for
special.
her for so
that was
long,
really special. Yeah, and she was so, and she still is to this day, obviously, and will continue to, but she was so incredibly loved on by my family and my close friends. Like, and we'll get into this, but the way they showed up for me was second to none. And
absolutely.
And we'll talk about our villages, but what about your pregnancy journey, T? How did you find it?
I was really fortunate early on because I didn't have that morning sickness of the vomiting, and thank God. But I did, like, the nausea was wild. But even before that, Bear's dad and I made that conscious decision to try for Bear, and it was a really sacred part of our relationship where we really just channeled so much positive energy into bringing her into the world. We were quite fortunate. We were only trying for a couple of months before I fell pregnant. And I feel a part of me, like, deep down feels so bad that I didn't really set up like a really, really nice way to like tell him or make it. I wish I'm just
Too excited.
I'm so impulsive, and I'm too excited about things that I just sort of like blurted it out before we're about to go to sleep. But I was just so excited, and it didn't take away from the moment still being special, obviously. But when I do look back, I'm like, I could have made it like a little bit more special, maybe for his sake. But I was just so excited for us, and he was so incredibly supportive throughout my pregnancy. Just like Joe did absolutely everything
The most.
for me.
Cooking, cleaning, while you could just rest and eat.
That's it. Yes. Making sure we just had everything we needed. Make sure I was hydrated, drinking water, and just had all the things. Didn't have to stress about anything, which I really, really appreciate. And it was just like you. It was such a... And I know that not all women have the privilege of being so prepared to be pregnant and bring a baby into this world. And it was just, it is something that I'm really grateful about, that we had made the conscious decisions to bring babies into this world, because it just meant that we were able to be fully present and really let ourselves be immersed in the pregnancy and enjoy it, and know that this is something that in the depths of our soul that we really wanted in this moment. In the years leading up, I'd been so excited to have a baby. I looked forward to that part of my life to come. But not only that, I always envisioned being pregnant. And I always thought about, I just can't wait to have a baby growing inside me and just start the connection there before I even looked forward to having a baby and thought about all that. I just was so excited about being pregnant and growing life and just joining the community of women that have the privilege of growing life.
Yes, and just that natural, unspoken understanding.
Yeah, that's it. Like, it's
like
just...
we see you, Mama. Like, there's not even any words sometimes, and they just get it. They just fully get it.
And it just honestly amazed me, the things that my body was able to do. And when you're pregnant, you're like, what is going on? I'm growing a whole human inside of me. Like, it's absolutely insane. And it's so special throughout the journey as well, of just experiencing all the milestones throughout being pregnant, of watching your belly grow. And like I said, I was really fortunate. I didn't go through weeks and weeks of morning sickness. I did have the nausea and I couldn't eat. I think once I had like guacamole. No, not guacamole. It was like tomato. What's tomatoes and what's it called? Like tomatoes, like that mix of, what's it called?
I can't think.
It's going to annoy me now, like the bloody Lego thing. What's it called? Salsa. Was it salsa? Anyways, anywho.
That makes sense.
Anyways, I couldn't, Bear's dad used to always get GYG, like Guzman and Gomez, and now I can't eat it anymore because I think I had it a couple of times while I was pregnant and nauseous, and now I'm so turned off it.
Oh, how it turns your food.
Yeah, the nausea was, it was wild, but I was really fortunate throughout my pregnancy to not have any complications. Bear was growing so beautifully inside me. I didn't have any health issues or anything like that. So I was so fortunate that I really could enjoy my pregnancy and just all the transformation that was happening throughout that journey. And I just love watching my belly grow, and I love just holding her. She didn't actually, I didn't feel her kick for quite a while.
I do remember
It was
that.
like into like the 20-something weeks. So from week 18, week 16, they say you might feel some little kicks or flutters, but I didn't feel it till quite late. So I'm like waiting, I'm like impatient, like, my baby, come on, I want to feel you. And I really, throughout the pregnancy, I didn't really feel her move too much.
Yeah, I do remember that. Well, it's funny that, because she is a super chill baby.
She's so
like, she'll
chill.
just like sit there and chill, whereas Isla was already done 20 laps around her, and it's like,
it's so funny that that's the baby that you've brought in, and I've like,
you brought in me, I brought in you.
literally. But we were
Tanisha,
both,
like,
and that's the thing, because I was always like, you know what, I've never been so relaxed in my life and chill and grounded. But throughout my pregnancy, I was, and maybe because everything was just going great, I felt super supported throughout that process, that I was just so chill and calm, and maybe I really channeled that into Bear. And also her dad's like super grounded and chill, and I feel like she maybe has some of his energy as well. But yeah, it's just so funny that you like Ilua's energy, passion, and Bear's more kick back and
Just
chill,
watching her like,
observant. But yeah, no, it was so beautiful being pregnant. I loved it so much, and you really do feel that pregnancy glow. Oh my God, the swollen feet at the end. We went to Fiji, I think I maybe would have been about 26 weeks pregnant. And Bear's dad had work over in Fiji, so we ended up going over there for a trip. But I was heavily pregnant then. It was summer, so it was like the end of the year. My feet were so swollen. That's what I remember. Jeez, my feet were huge.
Yeah.
So it wasn't that fun of a trip. I was just sweating
and hot, sweaty.
and
I remember when we chose to do a baby moon on off the back of Joe's footy trip to the Maldives. Stunning if you can ever get there, at a Yada resort. And it was perfect. I wasn't that far along, but my feet
go a bit earlier.
were the same on the
If you plan to have a baby, go do a baby moon in the early-ish stages.
But they just swelled. That was so swollen.
So in so much pain.
Actually, and there was like at the buffet breakfast there, one day I had to run to the toilet and like a vomit. I'm like, oh my God, why does this happen to us?
Yeah.
And then the men are just like chilling, living their best life, waiting for their baby. Cracks me up.
One thing I do really appreciate Bear's dad for, obviously just his support throughout the pregnancy and definitely the birth, but some of the photos that he captured of me throughout that journey. He's been doing photography for a really long time, but his love language was capturing incredible photos of me, and that's something that I'll always cherish. I have some really beautiful photos that I'll always get to cherish, and Bear, I know will always cherish.
Yeah.
That he
Because even when we look
took of me
on
when I was
photos
pregnant.
back of mum with her pregnant belly,
I
like of us, and then like, oh my God, like that's our mama with us inside her belly.
Yeah.
So beautiful.
I know, and I know that's something, the photos that our girls are really going to look back on and like hold so dearly to them. So that's really beautiful memories that I'm fortunate enough to look back on. But yeah, like I said, it was a really beautiful pregnancy. And then, and then came the births, which were, it's just wild. It's just,
it is a wild
you can't
experience.
even put into words and really explain the wild ride of giving birth for the first time, and just the uncertainty, the depths that you go to within yourself is crazy. I've honestly,
so
after
much
I gave
shows
birth,
up.
I can take over the world. I can do anything. I can do absolutely anything I want. There's nothing you can tell me that I can't
those
do.
moments before you're about to give birth, though, like it's not just the physical experience; it's what shows up for you emotionally, spiritually. Like, it's big. And then the fear can creep in, and you're trying to lock that out
That's
and
it.
have this energy of I can do it. I was born for this. I'm trying to tell yourself all the things. But you're dealing with a lot. And then physically, on top of that.
Yes. Yeah,
like,
absolutely.
It's wild.
Before you get into your birth story, actually, there was a post on social media that I saw. It might have been like just in the weeks leading up to me giving birth, that I just, oh my God, it was the most profound thing that I think I've ever read in my life. And I was like, wow, this is exactly what I needed to hear right now before I'm about to embark on this journey of bringing life into the world. And I'm just going to read it out because I put it on one of my social media posts after I gave birth. And this is what it says. Once you reach labor land, you will experience something you have never felt before. You will let go of all of your shame, all of your fear, and all of your thoughts. You will meet the rawest, loudest, and most naked version of yourself. As the waves push you to the shore, you might question if you can even do this. But with each wave, you decide to walk back into the ocean and keep swimming. And I feel like, wow, that just really explains just the waves that you ride throughout the birth journey. And just that last bit of you might question you can even do this. And that's when you're in transition. That's when you're like, she's coming. They're coming. Baby is literally coming right now. But you decide to just walk back into the ocean and keep going. You keep swimming. And then they're here. And it's, I love
That's
that
beautiful.
so much that I just wanted to share.
That actually just reminded me, I was just going back through my messages of that message. I think it was just before you were...
Yes.
Was it the night before?
The night, before.
Yeah.
That you sent me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I sent T, and I might even... Do you mind if I read it?
No, go ahead, please.
I just had a feeling. I had a feeling that Bebe was coming, and I was like, she's coming. She's like nearly here.
Yep.
She's coming. And she's going to drop in real soon. So I thought I was laying in bed that night, and I just wrote out all my feels to T in a message to just give her the hype before she went and embarked on this next chapter of her life. And it was, my beautiful little sissy, as you embark on this journey of the unknown, call upon your ancestors to guide you, carry you, protect you, and baby girl, and provide you with an outpouring amount of love, strength, and innate knowing. Tap in and listen to your intuition. Trust that you, your body, your beautiful baby girl know the way. Delve into each moment of the magical initiation of love, gratitude, and compassion. Ride the highs and lows, each wave. This is so funny. Wave.
I love it. I know, right?
We're riding. Each wave of the contractions will bring you closer and closer to meeting your baby. So welcome them. You're about to elevate into a woman you have not been before and enter a beautiful world you have not known before.
Wow.
But it will all come natural to you and allow you to flow with such ease. You were made for this, you were built for this, you created this, you manifested this, you deserve this, and you can do this. The birth of your baby is to be felt. Feel into the process.
That's it.
And all will play out exactly how it's meant to. All is perfect and all is well. Welcome beautiful thoughts with the inhale of your breath and you and baby girl connecting and working together, and shut out any opposite thoughts that creep in with the exhale of your breath. Relaxed jaw means relaxed womb. Come back to your breath. It is one of your key powers of bringing Baba Earthside. Remember who you are and allow for who you are going to become when baby enters this world. Earthside, you will feel her warmth on your chest and feel an overwhelming amount of love like you've never felt before. A phenomenal mother-to-be, Mama T, holding her first-born daughter, Bear, so tight for the first time. A bond so strong that could never break. You are already ready for this sacred moment of your life, and I couldn't be more excited for you. I love you, and I'm right beside you in spirit. Love your big sissy K. Hashtag, we ride together, we die together, sisters for life.
Oh my
Literally.
God, that's wild. And then I was sending you, what did I send back to you? Oh, my contractions.
No,
I'm like-
no, you
so I'm
did.
like-
This is Mum's, because I sent it to Mum as well because she wanted to see.
Oh,
but
beautiful.
You did send something beautiful back.
Honestly, it was so powerful getting that message
Oh,
from
you did. You
a
go, I love
mother.
you so much. Thank you for the beautiful words. They are literally everything I need to hear right now. Your love and support.
Yeah,
Da, 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 da.
I remember you sending them.
Look
Was
at
that
that. I'm
late
like,
at night?
butterflies, hearts, bear.
Yes. That was late at night?
And then, yeah.
Was it?
You go, because I was like, are you awake? And you go, yeah, I am. Was trying to get back to sleep, but the contractions keep waking me up every 6 minutes. Oh my God. And I was like,
Crazy.
ooh,
Yeah,
baby
I
girl
do
doing her thing.
remember. I do, yeah, remember getting that message. And honestly, it was just such powerful words from another woman that has experienced
Yes, knowing exactly
birth,
what you're
knowing
going
exactly.
through.
So I just trusted in every single word that you said to me.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, yeah, this is Bible. I need to follow. Yep, take breath, unclench that jaw, babe.
Yeah,
like, let's rock and
literally,
roll.
yeah.
And that's the thing. It's like our ancestors, they've been doing this.
Yeah.
They have been doing this. This is literally
Yeah.
why I'm here on this earth is to reproduce.
Yep.
You know, this is what my body truly is made for, and I
Yeah.
can do this.
Yeah.
So if there was any doubt or fear, it was just overridden
Just come
by
back to
knowing,
that. Yeah.
knowing that this is literally what our ancestors have done.
And our Nan,
Our Nan,
5
like
times,
drawing that
like,
strength.
5 times gave birth to 5 boys. Our grandma,
Yep.
twice. Like, we know the way. Our bodies know the way.
That's
and
it.
Yeah, you just need to trust.
And that probably leads really nicely into maybe if you can share some of your birth stories and the decisions that you made around wanting to have a home birth and really channeling that energy
Yes.
of taking us back to
Yeah.
just our innate selves and what our ancestors have been doing.
Yeah, so Joe and I had planned to have a home birth. So we had the full-on setup with the blow-up pool and I set up my space so nice, and just really everything that was in that room was very intentional with what meant a lot to me or what I thought would bring me strength. I had some beautiful affirmation cards that were sent to me by an Indigenous owner, and
they were
you know, the
gorgeous.
fairy lights, and just even what I had on my TV of just like butterflies, and just I was seeing a lot of butterflies when I was pregnant, so just felt like it was baby girl just
That's crazy,
talking to
right?
me. Yeah.
And
I had the ball that I was bouncing on when
we'll have to put the
was going
photo up.
through
I'll
it.
put the photo up.
Actually,
There's a beautiful photo that Joe captured of you.
we got Joseph, and he got some like beautiful photos of me when I was just starting to go through it and get the contractions, and we had really beautiful. That's probably one of the favorite parts as well in my birth story, is just the time we had at home together.
Yes.
Of when I was in the depths of going through the contractions and things were starting off for us, I was in, I don't know how long I was in active labour for, but like it did drag on. It was like 2 or 3 days. Honestly, I feel like I need to get Joe on here to tell this properly because he can remember everything. Whereas I'm like, I'll just tell parts and then he'd be like, I don't know if it happened that order. I don't know if you missed
He's like,
something.
what about this and that? Yeah.
So yeah, Joe can come on and clarify if I get anything wrong.
That's it.
But yeah, so we planned the home birth. I had 2 private midwives. When things were starting, I just like kept them updated and told them what happened, what was happening and what I'm doing. They end up coming around a bit later. I probably won't go into too much depth, like because time as well. But everything was progressing so amazingly. And then all of a sudden, I think it was like the next day, things started to slow down and I was in the pool for a bit. And maybe because I wasn't moving around or whatever. But one of my midwives are there and then the other one was going to come, but she couldn't. I think she got stuck at another birth or something. Anyway, they had this replacement, a midwife who was probably a beautiful woman, I don't know, but I had never met her before. And when she came into my space, I just remember things shifting. And it just like, I didn't feel safe, essentially. I didn't feel comfortable. And she was doing the most. She was so beautiful, like trying to just make me feel comfortable. But it just
when you
wasn't
don't
there.
know someone,
it just
and you're
wasn't
in
there.
those,
Yeah, I just didn't feel comfortable. And I don't know, looking back now, if that did play a part in baby girl just feeling how I was feeling and then her feeling, okay, it's not safe for me to come yet.
Now.
So things are going to slow down. Things are not going to happen. Some time had dragged on by this point and my midwife have said to me, because of how things are slowing down, how like, I think I was only like 6 centimeters dilated or something at this point. And she was like, would you want to transfer to hospital and then we can just see what sort of happens there. It was a big decision for Joe and I, but in saying that, we had always said to each other, if we have to...
Number one priority.
That was the plan B. If we have to transfer, we have to transfer. Like, it's not like we're like, oh, no, like, we definitely need to do this at home.
Yeah.
So, yeah, of course, we're open to that. But I hadn't even, like, packed a hospital bag or anything. So Joe was just, like, going around getting a couple of things for us to put in a bag and... we end up driving up ourselves and then I was like, shit, I don't think I've like had anything to eat because I don't know how the hospital food is. And then he was like, okay, let's just go get a toastie on the way. So he went and got a toastie for me, bless, right near the hospital cafe. And then it was in the car that the contractions had started coming up again.
That's interesting.
And I was like, oh my God, here we go. Then there was a bit of waiting around. Of course, the hospital just want to make it difficult. But there was a bit of like waiting around, miscommunication for me before I had went into the birthing suite. And my contractions were really ramping up here and I was like, hurry up, what is going on? And then eventually got put in the birthing suite and yeah, things were really ramping up for a fair few hours. There was still some time. So I think I had got there like at 11 o'clock. I didn't give birth till 8:30 that night or something like that. So it was a long time. Joe was exhausted, bless him, because he was just so excited. He didn't want to, even though we knew we both needed to try sleep, but we were just so excited and we just couldn't. And then, he was exhausted, but then obviously it changed when things were getting closer. And it's funny, probably in another episode because I feel like it would take too long, but we chose the home birth for a lot of reasons. And again, like T said, we were born for this, we can do this. And I get if you need assistance, totally fine. That's what has to happen.
Yeah.
But I just felt like I could do this. And anyway, there were a couple of calls in the hospital where I just felt pressured by the doctors that would come in and be like, oh my God, you need a C-section. I'm like, can you tell me why? Like, I would need a C-section. Like, what's going on? I feel fine. Have you even asked the mother or checked with me how I'm feeling? And just a lot of things like that. And then that was after I had said what I had said, that just went away. And there was no mention of a C-section again. And then just things they were trying to give me and do. And I'm like, look, I don't need any of that. Like, things are happening. Like, they've naturally started, the contractions have naturally started to come back again. Like, we're going through this process. So, like, it's funny, I got the report, discharge papers, I got the report sent to me about a couple of months later, and it was this thick report, but the amount of no's that I said in that report, it was just like what they throw at you. And again, this is just my experience, but what they throw at you that I really truly feel like I do not need. Like, I know what is going on, feel okay. And even those monitors that they put around you, I was in and out of the shower, I was up and down. Of course it's not tracking correctly. Just chill, I feel okay. Just listen to the mother. And that's the thing that frustrates me, is I feel like the power just gets taken away from the mother. And it's just like, come back, I'm the one giving birth, you guys are here to support me when I need you. Yes, okay, if things are really not looking good in one way, I'm not a doctor, I don't know. Yes, jump in. But it's also how they jump in too and be like, you need this. And just some things they say and press you. Like, that's
desensitized to just, hey, this is my first birth. This is the first time I'm here giving birth. They just have no sensitivity.
And not saying all, like, I absolutely know there are some really, really beautiful doctors and nurses out there that are truly caring and truly understand all of it. But yeah, in my experience, there was this one doctor who was just very coercive and pressured and like pressuring. It doesn't need to be this treated as this medical episode. Like, this is a beautiful experience, like birthing my baby. Like, it's a sacred experience. Like, why are we trying to make this? Like a medical I'm coming procedure. In for surgery. Like, just you know, and
but that's the other thing. Just I'll jump in and say, like, especially in those sort of settings, you guys are obviously the professionals. Like, I'm putting my trust in you guys as well when you are offering stuff. And obviously you were so solid in, hey, this is what I want my birth to go like, to say no.
Should have mentioned,
but also some women, I trust you. I know you've given birth so many, helped women give birth so many times
you've
before.
Studied
like,
this and blah,
you've
blah, blah,
studied this. You're like, this is your profession. Like, I'm trusting in you coming to me and saying, hey, I think we need to like do this to an extent.
In saying that, through our pregnancy journey, Joseph and I were very much heads in our research and just read so many books, listened to so many things, and watched births and watched so many things. And I felt like I was really well educated and I knew what I was saying no on. I knew why. I had, it wasn't just a no, I'm not doing that. It was no, this is why, or can you explain why you're giving me this option? What are the other alternative options if I don't want to choose this option? I was very prepped, and I said to Joseph, there's going to be a point where I'm probably going to be exhausted. I'm not going to be thinking clearly, and I need you to step in. I need you to be strong, and I need you to be just as educated as me, because I'm not going to be able to probably answer some of these things. And he was amazing. There was one point there where they were trying to give me morphine for something, and I was like, and I was like tired. I was sore. I was in pain. I'm like, come on, like, I'm just like so tired. And then Joe, again, educated, had asked these like incredible questions that he had prepped for, and because I said, hun, what do you think? Maybe we should do it. And then he was like, spoke to the doctor, and he was like, no, hun, because that will feed down to the baby, and You know, and I was like, thank you, hun, you're right. Like, trusting him in that moment.
Just needed a level head.
He knew what decisions to make, and I was just like, yep, I'll follow what you need. So anyways, I could go on for days what there was, but I actually, do you know what's funny? It's still there. It's still sitting in my drafts, but it's like a 20-page document called Ailua, The Birth of You and the Making of Me. And it's literally a detailed, and I might put it out one day. I just need to, Bubba's just turned 2, and I'm just processing things still, and I don't know how long that's going to take. It's already taken some time, but I'll get into why. But it's still just sitting there, and it's just because the external factors that can show up in your birth and cause trauma, it's just wild to me. No matter how much prep, and that's probably parts of what I am grieving. I grieved this birth at home with my beautiful baby and my husband and my fur babies and midwives there.
That you know was possible, could have been possible.
That could have been possible. So I suppose I am grieving that, and then I go to hospital and you hear, again, not saying all stories, but some stories, most stories, you hear there's so much birth trauma that comes out of it. There's so many women and mothers I've spoke to in mums groups that just have some sort of trauma that they tell me, and then they ask me, how did you deal with that? What did you do with this? And it's just like, wow, we all share this like human story of being treated like a patient in there that you know needs to undergo this medical procedure.
Yeah.
And it shouldn't be that. That's not how I view it anyway. And yeah, so
and we all know that back in the day, that's not how it was.
Yeah.
That's not how it was.
Yeah, for sure. And yeah, so things progressed into the night. Baby girl was coming. I started to get contractions and everything. And I will show this here. Where my trauma lies in my birth is I had been asked, I'm not kidding you, 3 times, and for no solid reasoning other than baby was just like taking her time. She knew when to come, and that's the thing. I truly believe our babies know when to come. They know when to come through. It's their birth. They're coming through this new portal, this new realm into this whole new world. They know when is safe to come, and I feel like this doctor, he had asked me, said, can we use the forceps to get her out? No, not forceps, sorry. Suction, the vacuum suction.
Jeez.
And I said, no, I'm not doing that. I know what that can do to my baby's head and brain, and no, I'm not doing that. There's no need for it. She will come. And then that was pushed to the side, and then again I'd get a couple of contractions. And that's the thing, I feel like when you go into hospital, you're on their clock. You're on their watch.
That's what it is. It's impatience.
They want you in. They want to get you out. Like,
can't even imagine how much stress that just everything going on. You taking in the bright lights, the machines, the this and that, and then someone over here trying to coerce you into doing something. No wonder she's like. Inside, like, geez, Mom, like, I don't know if I want to come into this world. It's pretty nice in here.
It's nicer in here. But literally, that's what I mean. But, and even on those lights and things, like, I don't think some women know that you can actually change up all of that.
Yes.
You can tell them to turn the lights off. You can tell them to shut the blinds. You can put your own lights up. You can put your own affirmation up. You can create your own space in there if you want to have a hospital birth. They need to listen to you. They need to respect you. And if you don't want ads coming in or whatever you call
That's it, yes. People coming in to just watch the birth or to learn.
I don't want that. I don't know them.
Yeah, that's it.
And you need to learn somehow, but not with me.
Not in here.
Not with me. Maybe with someone else that welcomes that. And so where was I? I forget.
Yeah, you were talking about him in the suction.
Then, so cut was gone. Then there was another thing before that where they want to put that little clip. It's not a clip, it's a screw, everyone. They screw in at the top of baby's head.
What?
To monitor, like, it's another way of, like, monitoring a heart rate.
I didn't know that. That's so frightening. Jeez. Brother's trying to pull out all the stops. Like,
I would just
relax.
say, look that up, though, because I don't want to quote, and that's not correct.
That sounds hectic.
I mean, I definitely know it's a screw, but the reasoning for it, look that part up. And said no to that earlier on. There was no need for that. And then then he was like, because things are taking some time, should we do an episiotomy? Which is a slit, like a cut to,
of you.
help baby come out from, the vagina, vulva. And
the doubt that all of him bringing all that to you, instilling in you, like, it hurts my heart.
That was the first time.
Hurts my
so
heart.
I said no, and I was okay to say no at this point. Later on, he asked me again for a second time. Said no. The third time, kind of looked at Joe and then said no. And mind you, at the end of the day, this was all my decisions. Like, Joe didn't come over and be like, no. Like, no, remember? He would just sort of drop little things to remind me, and I would make the informed decision.
Yeah.
Which I really respected him for that. And of course, he was probably thinking like, I don't want to be held like
Accountable.
Nah, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And I do respect him for that. But yeah, then it was the fourth time.
And this is days into you being in labour.
Right
days.
after a contraction, at my most vulnerable state, he asked me again, and I said, okay. And for me, at the time, obviously I'm going through it, I'm exhausted, I'm tired. He had said to me, there's a high percentage that she will come your next contraction. I did it, she didn't come the next contraction. Then there are a few more, and obviously that's by percentage. He didn't say 100%, but it was pretty close. And
yeah, you're trying to convince me. You're trying to convince me that this is...
You're trying to coerce me into doing this, so okay, I'll do it. And that's literally how I felt. This is how I'm feeling, like I felt coerced into making that decision.
Yeah.
And yeah, again, time had passed, a few contractions later, Bub did come out. Joe got to catch her and bring her to my chest, and we did share that beautiful, beautiful moment that I am so grateful and fortunate that we had, because me and Bubba just locked eyes, and I just remember her beautiful, beautiful big eyes just staring at me, and she was just this, precious, juicy thing, just like tiny thing up on my chest, and Joe was right here beside me.
Yeah.
And my midwife was sort of over there. She was trying to take a photo, and yeah, I won't go into too much actually with that, but yeah, there are a few things that
in and around that
I'll share later, like that didn't align throughout, and I had some red flags with that, but yeah, we can share that later. But I got my beautiful moment with my baby girl, and I'm honestly so, so grateful, because I know some mothers don't even have that opportunity. Like some have to get rushed straight to surgery, or you know,
baby
there's
needs to be taken
complications
for whatever reason.
And I'm not taking an experience away from anyone. I totally send you all so much love and strength, but this is just my journey and my experience and how I felt in my own birth of Ailua. And yeah, in that moment I did feel coerced. In that moment I did feel pressured to do something that I didn't want to do when I was at my most vulnerable state. And people try to say, oh, but you've got your beautiful, healthy baby. That's all that matters. And it's like, I get that, but can we just see it for what it is? Can we just see the moment for what it is? Your pain is not invisible to me. Like, that's my message to mothers, because there is pain there. There is the grief of the birth you wish you had.
That's it.
Or envisioned. I had envisioned a birth that was different to an extent. I still got my beautiful baby in my arms, and we share that precious, precious moment forever. But yeah, it obviously flowed on nicely from there. I had baby girl. She slept. They had the little side bed there to sleep, and I'm like, nope, she's sleeping with me the whole time.
Absolutely.
In my bed with me. She's not leaving my side. I breastfed her the whole night. She latched straight away, and that was a really beautiful, fortunate experience. Joe, bless his heart, was exhausted on the shitty hospital bed that they do. I'm like, surely you can get a better bed in here. Like,
Literally,
Jesus.
yeah, I know. It's pretty bad.
But yeah, he was freezing. I remember the aircon must have been ramped right up. Me and Bubba had the blankets, and I must have asked for blankets, but I think the nurse had thought they were for me. And so she put them on my bed, and Joe just had this one sheet, and they were actually meant to be for him, because me and Bubba were sweet. We were so snuggled up.
That's it. Buddy
and
warmth.
poor Joseph, like, I'll see if I can try and find a photo. But yeah, there were some beautiful, beautiful moments, of course, but it doesn't take away the fact of how I felt in those other moments. And back to the story of the document I am writing, that is literally like 20 plus pages or something. I will get around to doing it, and maybe I will share that one day for those that are interested. But that is where I think my trauma, or where my trauma lies, is why I haven't been able to just close that up yet and just finish that up, is because just something still doesn't sit right within me, and I'll work through that. I'm the only one that can work through that. And whilst Joseph and my family have been so supportive of just hearing me and understanding my story, then it's still It's still raw at times, and I know times progress and it's definitely less raw, but yeah, it still sometimes hits the heartstrings.
Yeah. It's so valid. Everything,
Yeah.
every emotion that you felt. You know, in that story, I just see so much strength, though, of you as a woman, as a staunch, incredible mother that you are, really fighting for your voice to be heard. And obviously the power of Joe in holding you in that space and also being your voice when you couldn't.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, there's parts of it that are really tough for you to digest, but I think there's so much power in her birth story and so much to take out of it that she's gonna, when she grows up and you tell her about it one day, she's gonna know how freaking powerful of a woman you are, to just allow Ailua to be birthed into a space, a safe space that you allowed for her, and you were also the one that didn't allow her to come when you were feeling a bit hostile or the energy was a bit off. You're the one that really protected her from that as well.
Yeah. Oh, totally.
And while all these external things were going on, they were out of your control. You can't do anything. You, Joseph, couldn't do anything about those things. And it does. It pains me when the people that are around you professionally that are supposed to support you aren't holding you and supporting you the way that they should be. That's really tough. You know, even like your decision to go to hospital in the first place. I think there definitely should have been some more support around you and really...
Yeah.
Because that's the thing, it's the first time giving birth, you don't know. So I'm really leaning on these other people around me that I've hired to support me that are professionals, and I am listening to your advice because I don't know.
And yeah, I think I am very proud of myself for... Yeah, I suppose how I did end up handling myself and, you know, how Joe handled himself under those circumstances and how I did reclaim my birth back in ways. And I am so happy, like I said, one of the beautiful moments of my birth story was just Joe and I at home, just together, just riding the waves and just basing that off our love, which has brought our baby into this world off that, and we were just so connected, and that was a really magical time for me. So in ways I feel like I did still get part of the home birth experience that I did want. In a sense, like obviously baby girl's not there, which she was with us, but it was just her daddy and I that just got a really special moment to just be in sync and him supporting me and seeing me. And even after it, he was like, "Hun, you're amazing. Look at what you just did." And he got the video camera out and he was and I think I should put it in here, but he was like, "Look at I was holding Bubba in my arms the next day at this point, and he was like, "Look at my beautiful wife and my beautiful baby." And he just, in his voice, you could just tell how proud he was of me. And it was just really nice.
Absolutely.
To receive that from him and just feel super supported. And I am grateful and I am fortunate, of course, because I understand not every mother has that supportive person with them going through their birthing journey. And hats off to you, mamas. You are amazing. You are powerful. And I see you. I see you. I see you. I see you. And yeah, I think I just also wanted to say we have the responsibility of, we get to make the choice to claim our right to an empowered birth experience. And I think that's the attitude that I sort of had and wanted. And like I said, when I received those discharge papers, there was so many things. It was just like, no. Like
that's so powerful to read
just
that,
like,
though.
Mother declined. Oh, no, yeah, that's
But you know what I mean? For Ailua to one day look back and read that and be like, wow, like, Mum, you know what I mean?
And this wasn't, mind you, like, this wasn't from a rebellious state of like, oh, I'm declining. Like, I knew, like, I felt
it was
power
a conscious decision.
in my, conscious, informed decision of why I was saying no to these things. And it was a lot of mother decline. Just know you have so many opportunities to decline if you wish on your terms.
Yeah, the choice is yours.
You don't need to say yes to absolutely everything.
And also, if you do say yes and you feel like that is the right thing for you and that sits right within your soul, then that is also right.
Yep.
Then that is also okay.
Yep. But yeah, I think I would just close out with my birth story of it being it was a truly sacred experience, and it was mine. It was mine, and it will always be mine, and I cherish that I did go through it with my supporting family, and now have my beautiful baby girl here aside with me and thriving. And I think I will just leave people with the message of just trust your body, trust your baby. Your baby knows the way. They know the way. They know how to do this. Your body knows how to do this, and just trust the process, because I think that's what will get us through, and that's how they've got our ancestors through. That's how they've got the beautiful mothers before us through.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that. Thank you so much for sharing all that. That's so raw, and I know that it has been a bit of a tough journey, and it's honestly a lot for you to bring this here and share this with people, especially while you're still digesting it yourself and working through that. Like we said last episode, we want to show up here honestly and openly as we can with you guys. So yeah, I really appreciate you sharing all that.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much, because it was in so many ways an incredible birth, and like even just hearing your story and us talking about it in the lead up to like giving birth as well, it gave me so much power in my voice, and knowing that, Tanisha, you get to decide how this birth goes, and the power's really in your hands. And I really drew so much strength from that, and hearing your birth story and the decisions that yourself and Joseph made around, you know, bringing I into this world.
Yeah.
We decided early on that I would give birth at hospital at Royal Brisbane, purely because we were probably in traffic about an hour from the hospital, and to us, a home birth, giving birth for the first time as well, and a home birth seemed a little bit more scary to us because of how far we were from the hospital if anything was to go south, anything that wasn't in our control. It just seemed like an hour to the hospital wasn't a risk that we were willing to take. And just like Kirsten, our number one priority was Bear's health, and her safety was paramount above everything else. So I actually linked up with the Indigenous midwifery program that was at Royal Brisbane, who were absolutely amazing. I got linked up with a younger midwife, which I don't know if that sort of felt like, to me, it made all the difference, because I felt like it was just someone who had more of a modern approach to giving birth. We were sort of linked up really early on in my pregnancy, and I got to know her and she got to know me on quite a deep level in the lead up to the birth. And I sort of had her, and there was another lady as well. So Megan was my main midwife. I had another lady as well named Katrina, who I sort of linked with both of those women throughout my pregnancy, when I would come and see them for appointments, and we would just catch up and get to know each other. And I think that honestly made all the difference when it did come to my birth, getting to know those two women that were going to deliver my baby. I feel like I really put a lot of trust in them, as you do, it being your first birth. My labour was similar to Kirsten's in a way, where it just went on for days. It dragged. So jealous of the women who can just pop them out. But also I feel like in the same breath, we've really got to experience the depths of labour. And it was so funny. His dad and I were at home one night, and we were playing Fortnite. Like, I don't really play Fortnite, but he was playing and I was on the game with him, playing as well in another room. And I just started feeling these really sharp pains, and I was like, oh, my belly's sore, like blah, 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 blah. And then I'm playing, it's like 10 o'clock at night. I'm like, damn, my belly's sore. Like, what are these cramps? And I was like, whoa, like maybe this is the start of it. So I was like, hey, I think I need to go to bed. I think I might be having some like early contractions. So we were like, oh my God, yeah, let's get into bed. Which also we were so excited. So it's like, you know, you can't even really sleep. But 10 o'clock at night, we jumped into bed, and then maybe around, I think it might have been 3 a.m. in the morning, the contractions started to really ramp up. And yeah, so they pretty much went throughout the whole day. The contractions were happening, and I remember calling Mum at the time throughout that day and being like, hey, yeah, I think she's coming. And Mum was like, do you want me to come up there with you? And I was like, you know what, like we probably could use like another set of hands and just support just in and around everything. So Mum ended up catching a flight, coming up to Brisbane, and she was sort of in and around the home, just helping with dinners. And Bear's dad and my mum would take turns in like supporting me and feeding me and getting me water, and they were taking in turns sleeping. And a few days before that, actually, I had seen that I think my mucus plug broke then. But I didn't really realise, I didn't know what it was. I just thought they were early signs of, you know, something's coming soon. But then as that day went on, and then that night, coming into that next night, it was super rough. I had a super rough night. I didn't sleep hardly at all that night. It was so rough. And I was in constant contact.
You just can't sleep.
Can't sleep.
I didn't sleep the whole time.
I couldn't even sit down. I remember being in contractions and just having to stand up because I had these shooting pain down my thighs. So I would lay down for as long as I could, and then, the contraction up, got to get up. And it was just exhausting. So I went all day, contractions, and then all night, the Tuesday night, I went all night. It was horrible. I think it was like 1 a.m. in the morning, I had to get in the shower, and I had a stool in there just running hot water on my back. When the contractions would come down to being 3 minutes apart, I would call my midwife and say, hey, babe, can I come in? Like, what's going on? And you know what? She was great. Tanisha, stay at home as long as you want to. She said, that's where you're going to feel the most comfortable. That's where your labour's going to progress.
Yeah, that's so good.
The fastest.
Yeah.
This is where you're going to be most comfortable at home going through this. So let's just try and you stay there for as long as you can. And I was like, what? No, and it was amazing because it did help progress, but I was also like, I just want it to be go time, you know, like I'm impatient. Like I just want to meet my baby at this point. Yeah. But I did really appreciate that she really understood that me being able to progress meant being at home where I felt safe and there wasn't bright lights and machines and all of this. Like she said, let's just give it till literally the last second before you come in. But it was a rough night. I just remember that night being so it was intense. Yeah. And then that next day, so I feel like I had the contractions Monday night, that's when they started, and then they woke me up early hours of Tuesday. All of Tuesday, I'm labouring, into the night, labouring. Geez, it just felt like forever. And then on that Wednesday, it got to probably 9 or 10 a.m. And this is when they were coming all the way down to like 2 or 3 minutes apart. And then they would go back to 15. And it was just super inconsistent. And then actually I started noticing the blood. I was getting sort of like traces of blood coming out. And this is when I was chatting with my midwife. And she said, you know what, actually, maybe why don't you come in and we will just have a little check of your cervix and just see. We'll just see what's going on. But the conversations that we had at home were, and she's like, you know, you come in, see how far along you are. If you're not far along, you can go back home, keep labouring, or if you are, you can stay here and we'll get it going. And I just remember the conversations in a home were like, we're not coming home. We're going and we're having this baby and she's ready to come. So we had everything ready, jumped in the car. It was like the longest hour drive because I was pretty, like I said, the contractions were inconsistent, but they were like 6 minutes apart, I think, while we were driving. The bumps, I'm in the back like... So it was rough, like leaving it to right to the last minute to go. But I remember getting to the hospital and she did check my cervix and my water had actually broken. So I think the days before when I had noticed sort of the mucus plug and some discharge coming out, it was actually like my water like drizzling down. So I didn't have this big gush, it was just drizzling. So the thing that we sort of ran into once she found out that my water broke was, well, how long ago? We didn't actually know. And I think when it gets past 24 hours, there is that risk of infection, and that's when the hospital jumps into hospital mode and goes, okay, after 24 hours of your water breaking, we need to get it going. As a result of that, I had to be induced, which I was really frightened about being induced, because I heard a lot of horror stories around having to be induced and how much more intense contractions are after you're being, because they just ramp up, and it's just, and I also heard that when you be induced, it's more likely of a chance of you needing a C-section or you needing other intervention, because of how intense the induction makes the contractions. So I was a little bit fearful when she was like, hey, we're going to have to induce you because of the risk of infection. But I trusted in her and what she had to say, and because I did know that I felt like my water had been broken for quite some time. And I also wasn't understanding why my labour hadn't just progressed naturally on its own, while it was sort of fluctuating, the contractions. And it happens that I was actually super dehydrated. Which is so funny, because I had so much electrolyte and hydrolyte and electrolyte at home, but I thought, I'll just wait till I get there and then I'll have it. I wasn't having it in the lead-up. Well, I thought I was drinking enough, I wasn't. So I actually had to get fluids. I had to get like 2 bags of fluids because I was really dehydrated. And that's what my midwife said, maybe you haven't really been progressing further because you're so dehydrated. But when I got to the hospital at that point, I think I was around 5 or 6 centimeters dilated. And then once I got induced, like the contractions, for anyone who has been induced, you know exactly what I'm talking about. They are like out of this world. And I wonder if when I have another baby, if I don't need to get induced, I wonder if I could handle the contractions a little bit, but probably not. They're wild. But the thing with me was, because the other thing was I was going to have a water birth at the hospital if it was available. So that's what I wanted to do. That was an option. I could have a water birth, but because I had to be induced, I couldn't then have a water birth. But I was in the shower most of the time.
The shower helps so much.
Yeah, the shower was amazing.
Like still rough, but I was in the shower for a bit. It just helps so much.
Just the hot water on your back. Yeah, and that's one thing, like, Bear's dad was so incredibly supportive around the birth. Like, he was just giving me the most incredible pep talks, and just him and Mum. Well, Mum was just standing back. Like, it wasn't, I think when his hands probably needed a rest, like, Mum would sort of tap in, but she was just letting us have our moment, do our thing. She was just in the background for support. But it was such a sacred and beautiful experience that we got to share together. And the other thing was, while my contractions, the back pain was all right because I had a TENS machine on, which honestly saved all the back issues.
Is that the one I sent up to you?
Yeah, which you sent up, yeah. So because, I didn't have the water birth, I could obviously use the TENS machine on my back. So that took the back pain out. But then I was dealing with, Bubba must have been on a nerve, because I was getting really sharp pains down my thighs. Like, I have just never experienced pain like that in my life. So that's why when I say I couldn't even sit through contractions, I had to stand up, it's because the pains down my thighs. So I need either Mum or Bear's dad just the whole time, this contraction, the whole minute, that. And then they were doing this, just keep it going, like rubbing my legs. And I think, to be honest, I wasn't in those active stages of labour. Once I'd been induced and it was full speed ahead, I was only maybe a few hours into that. And I just remember being in the shower and just feeling that pressure of her coming down, like she was going to just pop out right then and there in the shower. And I was just like, screaming at the top. I've never squealed and screamed like this in my life. Apparently the ladies that were out in reception, like they were about to go on lunch break, and then they were like, I'm just going to go for a walk and have lunch, because I was just, the whole ward could probably just hear me scream. I think because of like I said, the pain, and just when as they're coming down the birth canal. And I just remember looking at my midwife and being like, she's coming. Can you check me again? She's like, no, we'll check your cervix in another couple hours. I said, absolutely not. You're checking them right now. Check them right now. Get me on the bed. Get everything set up. She's coming. Like, check me. I was just praying that I was 10 centimeters dilated and I could start pushing, because I remember looking at Bear's dad being like, I just can't do it anymore. You know what? Like,
it's when you get to like that point, she's close. She's nearly there.
That transition. That's when my midwife knew, oh no, she's like, actually, it is time to start pushing. And I remember just looking at Bear's dad being like, an epidural doesn't even sound that bad. Like, it just doesn't sound that bad.
Would have
Like
been too
the
late.
needles in the back, the water. I'm like, it just doesn't sound. And that's the thing. We made really conscious decisions before the birth to write up a really comprehensive birth plan of everything that we wanted, that we gave our midwife and said, hey, this is what we want and this is what we don't want. And I didn't want any intervention either. I only got induced because I was afraid of the risk of infection, because I knew my water had been broken for quite a while. But we didn't want any intervention. I didn't want to get epidural. I didn't want to, have, you know, any of those other sort of procedures. I didn't want to have a C-section. I wanted to have a natural birth. And I just remember looking at him being like, just doesn't sound that bad. You know, I'm in the depths. Just epidural's not even that, doesn't it? And he's like, you can do this. Like, no, you didn't want this, remember?
Yeah,
You can,
just
you can do,
reminding
yeah. And
Yeah.
that's when my midwife was like, okay, she's in transition, this baby's coming. So she got the bed set up, and I was probably only pushing for about 25 minutes. And I just remember in that moment just being like, this is it. I'm exhausted at this point. Like, I feel like labour had been going for 2 days now, and I'm so exhausted. I'm in so much pain, but I thought, there's no way. There's no other way she's going to come out here. Like, I need to push, like my life depends on it. This is the only way for her to come into this world. And I just remember so clearly just looking at mum, looking at her dad, and they were just like, you can do it. Just like go for it. Just absolutely go for it, this one. And my midwives were there, so supportive. They're like, baby, you can do it. Like, let's rock and roll. And I just remember doing the biggest like push of my life, and her head came out. And I was like, oh my God. And mum's like, oh my God, she's here. Wherever, like, the excitement's coming. And I look at the midwife and she's like, go for it, babe. Just go for it. Aww, and then I was so nice. She's just go for it, babe. And I just, again, took in the biggest breath and just pushed, and her shoulders popped out, and they just grabbed her and like put her on my chest. And it's just, it's insane. It is absolutely insane, the feeling of having your baby being put on your chest and just being like, wow, she's here, she's mine, she's safe. The relief that she was finally here, but the pain doesn't stop.
No.
That was one thing that I remembered. I just thought I'd be like, okay, she's out, I'm not going to feel any more pain. I was stinging. I was just like, ah!
Yeah.
I was like, ow, I'm in so much pain. But obviously it doesn't take away the moment that you get to share with your partner and just seeing the emotion on their face and them getting to hold their baby for the first time as well is so precious. We got some really beautiful photos at the birth as well of Bear when she's just a tiny little darling. And I was really fortunate as well that she latched straight away as well, and it was just...
It's just a beautiful moment. And then you need to birth the placenta.
Yeah, actually, and then, that was,
That was another thing.
Yeah.
Ladies, if you don't know, now you know, you do not have to cut your placenta cord straight away.
Yeah.
You can delay.
Yep.
And
until you're ready, let
until
all
you're
the blood
ready.
transfer from the placenta to your baby.
I had a midwife come over and be like, okay, do you want to cut the cord now? And I'm like, no, not yet.
No, same.
Still pulsing, it's still red, I'm still getting those beautiful
nutrients,
nutrients through from the placenta to my baby. Not yet. I'll wait till that goes white and we can reconvene and discuss then, and Joe can do that then. But another thing, and then you have to birth the placenta. Mine took some time.
Oh, yeah, so did mine. And mine was so painful as well. And I think my midwife was trying to like tug at it, which I didn't realise because I'm here feeding Bear at the time.
And that's the other thing.
I think she almost tore it.
Well, that's
and
not,
then I would have had to go into theatre.
That's the other thing. That's not needed.
Yeah.
What are you doing? Just leave it alone. What rush are we in?
That's it, yeah.
Please
I think that was one thing that I was like, whoa, when I realised what was going on.
Or pushing on your stomach. Don't do that. Yes, I know you're trying to find broken off placenta bits, but do not do this.
Yeah.
Just, the rush. And that was the other thing I was going to say about, obviously I know some people have to go down the route of C-section out of their control, or they choose to. But the benefits of baby coming through that birth canal and just through that passage of just receiving all the good juices and fluids and nutrients from mum, it's just amazing. You're not going to be getting that anywhere else of what baby like gets on their skin before they come to you.
Yes,
like, there's just so many benefits.
Yeah. And I think it's also really important to note as well that it doesn't matter how you deliver your baby, whether she comes,
true.
the baby, he, she comes through the birth canal or comes out your belly. Giving birth is the most powerful thing a woman can do.
Yeah. And you should be damn proud of that. Like, that is...
Whatever your birth story is, whatever your experience is, that transition of you becoming a mother isn't less powerful, however the universe decides to bring your baby into this world. It's
That's
just
so
such
beautiful.
it's a wild ride.
Was there anything else you had?
I don't think
left
so.
Story, yeah, it was beautiful. And Bebe, we were just in another birth that we were just so excited for. We were just so ready to love on this new baby, and for I to have a little cuzzy, and it was just a beautiful time. And even just having babies close in age, because obviously we're close in age. Like,
Something we always spoke about
15
as well.
months apart or younger.
I am younger.
Wait.
I am younger, yes.
15 months apart, like a younger sissy, and bigger sissy. But it's like the bigger cuzzy, and then younger cuzzy.
And we always spoke about this growing up as well.
Yeah, we did. We wanted to grow our babies up close in age.
Yeah.
I think,
Why don't we wrap it up?
Yeah.
Because we'll definitely do like a part 2 of some of the other things, especially around motherhood we wanted to get into in future episodes.
Definitely. Just even in terms of around our village. And I suppose that will come in under sisterhood as well. But, you know, our village.
And navigating our bodies postpartum.
Yeah.
And
navigating relationships.
We'll speak about
how
the bond that you create with your babies. Over the first years of their life. We want to definitely get all into that. But
even how we're choosing to show up as parents too.
Absolutely.
We could all tie that into another episode because, I knew, talking about pregnancy and birth, oh my God, they're beautiful long stories that I knew would take some time to share with you all.
That's it. Yeah.
Before we do get into our reflections and the inner ride segment and wrap that all up, I will mention again our disclaimer, and that is that this podcast is presented to you solely for informational, educational, and entertainment purposes only. Tanisha and I are not here as your therapist, and this podcast does not constitute the advice of a professional coach, physician, or qualified professional, nor does it constitute to medical, legal, or financial advice. So please consult with a professional for specific advice tailored to your situation.
Yeah.
So now, T, your takeaways or reflections. Just a couple out of this from this episode.
I think a takeaway for me throughout the whole experience of being pregnant and giving birth, something that I really cherish now is how present and in the moment I was throughout that whole experience. I feel like I can really look back, and when I do reflect, I remember so many precious moments of me just like sitting in ceremony within myself, really being immersed in being pregnant and being so just present for the birth. I just love that for myself.
Yeah,
that I
me
just
too.
really took a second in every day to just really be in my body and be there and really feel all the transformation that was happening internally and externally. And I think the other thing is just if there is any mamas listening that are in the thick of it or preparing to have a little one or healing from your own story of your pregnancy or your birth story, that you know you're not alone, that we see you in all your glory of becoming a mama. It's just such a sacred ride in whatever form that takes for you. Really own it as your own. We see you and want to validate you in your experience, and just know that you're never alone on this ride. We really see you.
Yeah, we've got you. And just to add to that, I would like to say that mine would be we need you. And there is this beautiful song by Cleo Sol, and it's literally called We Need You. And just the lyrics in that are so beautiful. And it just reminds you that you really are the heart of your home. We are the heart of our homes.
Yep.
And to all the mothers out there and the mothers to be, please just do yourself a favor and just listen to those lyrics. And another one I will add would be another song called Mothers by, I think it's Emery Hall and Trevor Hall. And it's such a beautiful, it's kind of like a mini meditation. It speaks to the mothers that are all inside us, the ones that we view with the utmost respect and love, and who we just speak to in secret. And yeah, she has beautiful lyrics, so please go and listen to them after this and just soak all those words in.
Yeah, that's probably one thing actually that I didn't mention throughout my sort of pregnancy journey and birth story was just me returning back to myself, and a way to help facilitate that was just being so grounded in some of the music that I was listening to. And maybe we'll share. Because I have a Bear playlist, and I'm sure you probably have a birth Ilua playlist.
I had a lovemaking playlist. I had a Ilua playlist.
Yeah, birth
a
playlist.
femme playlist. I love my playlist. Every era that I go through, I feel like I have my playlist.
Yeah. So maybe we can share that, because and that's the other thing, throughout my pregnancy, I stopped listening to anything with swear words or any rap or heavy music. I feel like I was the same,
just really
trying
tapped into your
channel, feminine energy. But maybe we'll share those playlists.
Yeah, I like that.
Because that was a really nice way that I think grounded me throughout those experiences and brought me back into my body. It was just listening to just calming music that really centered me in my sense of self.
And actually on that note, and why we are in this beautiful space at Ground Up, I used to go heavy every day at F45, smashing my body. And then when I fell pregnant, or just before falling pregnant, I stopped that and actually got more into Pilates and yoga and that,
just
more of those like
of
softer flowing exercises.
Yes, yeah.
And it definitely helped us along our journey and made a difference. But let's get into the inner ride.
The inner ride.
I think we should do it.
Yes, so surely, as you know by now, the inner ride, we really just want to invite you to slow down and deep dive and tune into your inner dialogue, meet yourself with radical honesty and an open heart, and really let this inner conversation guide your growth. Tell us the question this week, Kirsten.
Ooh, okay. Question is, what's one part of motherhood that fills your heart in a way that nothing else can?
I love that. It's a really good question. Go on, you go first this week.
Okay.
This ep.
For me, gosh, so much. One part.
I know. How do you pick one?
No, for me, I think it's those quiet moments.
Yes.
And it's really the moments that probably no one else will get with my baby. That only I will with her, and I'll experience that with her. Definitely my favourite part is my breastfeeding journey with Ilua. And like I said, I've been so privileged and grateful that we've just had a beautiful experience and latching experience from day one. And feeding her wasn't just about the nourishment and everything that it provides on that side. I feel like it's become our rhythm and how we get in sync, and it's our connection, and it's our sacred pause in the chaos.
Yeah.
Because it is in those moments that I do feel so powerful but soft at once.
Yeah.
And she reminds me and makes me feel like that. And
beautiful.
It would always remind me of what it means to truly be present and to be needed in the most primal, loving way, which is so beautiful. And there's something so sacred and grounding for having those little skin-to-skin moments where the world just slows right down. It's just you and your baby, and you're literally just looking into each other's eyes, and you're not distracted by anything else, because her eyes just capture my eyes so beautifully. And yeah, her little body, even though it's growing and growing and she's getting longer and she's not my little baby anymore, but she's still curled up to me and snuggled up to me, and I just feel her warmth when she's touching my body, and you know, her little eyes are looking up to me, just feeling so safe and comfortable and just content and at peace. And I feel like it's just a bond that will never be broken, and there's just words that can't quite hold or explain any of that. And it's also been those little, this is more than one, but one more I do want to mention. One more I really would like to mention is just like lately, it's those unscripted moments, more so now that she can talk and she's using her voice and sentences and saying all the big words. But
there's so many cute things.
Like her stories when she's feeding, like she's on tit and she's literally like, and it's just like, it's so funny.
Yeah.
And I'll like go back to her, I'm like, and she's like, But it's even just after feeds of her just being like, thank you, mummy. I love you, mummy. And I'm like, thank you so much, baby girl. I didn't force you to say that. You just said that on your own accord.
Kind.
She's so kind and loving. And even at night, when I put her to sleep in her cot, and she's literally like, good night, mummy. I love you, mummy. Thank you, mummy. And then we'll say thank you, like I said in the previous set, to everyone else.
It's just so cute.
But yeah, I just feel the depth of her love. I feel like it's so pure and it's so special and it's unconditional, and it just shifts something so deep within me that nothing compares to it. And
I agree.
It is a journey that has and always will leave an imprint on my soul, and nothing else in life has ever filled me like that. So that's mine, or a few.
My God.
Oh my God, I'm nervous for the day because I'm going to feed for as long as I can. I'm going to breastfeed for as long as I can. I'll just let her.
18.
Maybe. No. But until she will wean herself off, and then I'll go through my own process of that. But
oh my God, isn't it scary to think about the day?
It is. That stops.
Because it's just such a connection. It's such a beautiful, sacred connection.
And she's 2.5 now, so we've done pretty freaking solid.
Yeah, absolutely.
And like I said, I'll still keep going for as long as she wants.
That's it. I'm going till she's 18.
Yeah. Get it, girl. What's yours?
Oh, I would absolutely have to agree that it's in those really sacred moments that only a mother and their baby will ever experience. Mine is just when Bear looks at me, and I know it is with the purest of love and safety that she feels, that I know she doesn't look at anyone else like that.
Yeah.
I think that it's
Mama
honestly,
just knows.
the way she looks at me, and I just can feel the love that just radiates in her body that she has for me.
It's like she can look at like a million people in the room and she'll just spot T and she's like, yep, that's my mama. Sometimes she does. Sometimes though, she'll look at me and be like,
oh, are you my mum? Yeah, she does. Or she'll be with Kirsten thinking she's with her mum, and then she'll hear my voice and she's like, geez, you're not my mum.
Yeah. One night I was like rocking her to sleep, put her like just back to sleep, but then she didn't. She just sort of wanted to stay in my arms. And then she heard this little creak and she looked up and she's like, wait.
You're not my mum.
I thought it was my mum rocking me back to sleep, but you're not my mum. She's like, that's my mum. I'm getting up now.
Yeah, but I think just the love, just the pure love that you can feel radiate from their bodies.
Yeah.
Is so precious. And one thing that I've always been so excited to experience is just your baby wanting you and only you.
Yes.
And it's obviously, you don't want to see them hurt or anything like that, But it's sort of in those moments when they can only be comforted by their mother. And her just being like, where's my mom? Like, I just want my mom, just give me to my mom. And then you just embracing them and them just settling. That's all I needed. I just needed my mum. The feeling that gives you inside of just my baby feeling so incredibly safe in my arms. I can heal anything. I can heal anything that she's going through by just embracing her and holding her.
I got it.
I feel like that is just such a sacred feeling. And it just honestly, it touches me to the depths of my soul of how safe and loved she feels by me. And I feel exactly the same. When she's in my arms, I feel exactly the same. And I feel like I'm radiating that exact same energy. But I feel like it's in those moments and I'm like, wow.
Yeah, it's so true. I was just thinking, I can't wait to like wrap this up, go and see my baby and just connect it to my breast and just have that connection even just for me and myself.
Absolutely.
It's special. It's very special.
Yeah, I love that. That's beautiful. There's so much in this episode that we still haven't even delved into. Post-birth, postpartum, that we're going to get into in some later episodes. But yeah, thanks again, Kirsten, for being so raw and
thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. If something's landed for you, please, we want to connect with you. Reach out, like, subscribe, follow, share, comment, tag your ride or die. Share this with anyone that you think it'll just
benefit from the conversation. Or generate a conversation or discussion. And like I said, you may not agree with everything that we've said, and that's so fine. But go and have a discussion with someone about it and see where it lands.
Absolutely. Yeah, but let's keep riding together. We love showing up here and being together and being here with you guys as well. Thanks for being along this journey, along this ride with us. We appreciate it. We ride together.
We die together.
Sisters for life. Peace. All right, stopping.